Hello. Well, right, I've been slacking off lately, and that's because I never promised videos in the first place, so stop complaining. Anyway, here's this, and if you've ever played Guild Wars for long enough to get out of pre-searing, then you might agree with some of these points that I have to make. Firstly, Impious Reverence did a hilarious rant you should definitely check out as well, because he gave me the balls to do this version. Do it! Okay, Warriors. The first thing I have to say to you is, watch your damn aggro, and stop pulling mobs back to the casters. If you're going to pull something, make sure that the aggro is on you and not your casters. And that being said, if you're a caster, don't stand too close to the warrior, because you're going to pull aggro and you're going to get killed. Don't be stupid. You are a primary tank as a warrior. That's usually your job. And that being said, Defy Pain Warrior isn't the best thing to play all the time. It isn't the be-all and end-all of skills, and you don't need it. It's nice, but if you can't gain adrenaline, then that's that skill entirely wasted. Think about where you are first. And on the topic of tanking, never ever use Urson in serious groups. That goes for everybody. Okay? And never ever load up with too many energy skills either, because you've got 20 energy and 2 pips of energy regen. It'll take you 5 hours to get that energy back, and we don't want to wait. Rangers, okay. Barrage isn't the only skill that Rangers have. Despite what you think, despite what everybody thinks, there are other skills that everyone can use. And if you're using Barrage, then think about all the rest of your skills on your bar. Use skills that complement it, like shouts or stances, to barrage faster or to buff the damage on your barrage. And that also means that you don't need a load of attacks on a barrage bar, because you can literally just spam barrage and then buff it with everything else. And don't use preparations either, because it removes them. Don't be stupid, learn to read. And those rangers that think barrage and splinter are all you need to win the game are the reason it's hard to get into parties as a ranger, because usually it's useless. Take self-preservation skills. Rangers are meant to survive. They're really good at that, so take them and survive better. So learn to use other skills that you have, like traps as well. Yes, no one uses traps because apparently they're really crappy, but if it's just one space in your bar and you don't know what to put in there, put a trap in. Casters will love it, even though they'll never ever thank you for it. That crippled mob that walked past your tank and got into your caster group might just save your back line. Okay, Necros, stop trying to be everything else. Yes, you have soul reaping and that gives you superior energy management, blah blah blah. Okay, but that doesn't make you necessarily better than other casters. We don't want a group of 9 Necros in an 8-man area. MMs, you don't need 5 minion skills on a bar. You need 1 or 2. One quick recharging one that you can just spam and get loads of minions up fast, and then a slightly better one like Shambling Horrors, so that you can replace your crappy minions as you go. So with all those new bases that you've got on your bar, you can take self-preservation and team buffing skills like Foul Feast, because that will help, especially if you can put your conditions onto your minions, because then your monks don't have to worry about it. And stop having builds that don't synergize. Spiteful Spirit and Faint-Heartedness. Oh, the amount of times I see that all the time. Is that -3 degen and that half attack speed really useful? Not really, not when you've got Spiteful Spirit. Okay, Mesmers. PvE Mesmers are so hard to find, because they're all useless. I play Mesmer every now and then. I'm not the best, but yeah. Cry of Pain is a nice skill, but don't rely on it. Don't just echo and then cry, or just cry. That's even worse. That is a terrible build. It's boring, and it's just not very useful, because the recharge is quite a long time. 12 seconds, yes, is a long time in PvE. So learn to place it in the middle of mobs as well, like an AoE spell. If you're hitting one warrior with it, it's not going to really help us. And learn what your spells do before you cast them. Empathy on a monk won't do anything for us, okay? And that being said, backfire on a warrior probably won't help either. Fast casting is invaluable in a lot of cases. Invest points in it. Do it if you're a Mesmer. If you're a Mesmer and you're not using fast casting, then why bother being a Mesmer? It's like all those ritualists that don't put points in spawning power. And all these terrible Mesmers out there are partly to blame why I find it so hard to get a pug in Zaishan missions, okay? And this goes for all professions, not just Mesmers, but spread attributes to maximise skill efficiency. 5 smiting prayers won't help if your bar is full of fire spells, or domination spells, or frenzy. Gah. Okay, I'm gonna pick on some Ellies now. Bring some defensive skills, okay? Ellies are the worst for this. They just get killed so easily because they can't heal themselves. So take a couple of points off fire magic, because that's not really needed to be up at 12 or 5 million. Put it down to 10 or so, and then take a ward against melee to protect the party. Please. It's like having a second Aegis, and it's bloody handy. That also goes for enchantments like Stoneflesh Aura and Kinetic Armour and stuff like that. Use them if you're getting aggro, and you'll receive less damage, monks will have an easier time healing you, and we'll all be happy. Another thing that will make things easier for everyone else is if you don't have more than one superior rune. You don't need 5 million energy and 16 air magic, but you do need some hit points, alright? And take energy management. I can't stand Ellie's pinging 2 energy out of 80. Really, we don't want to have to wait 2 years for you to have your energy back. And again, for all professions, don't rebirth an Ellie if you can avoid it, for the last reason I gave. Oh, monks. Get off your high horse. We know you think you're amazing and in demand. Yes, you are in demand. Okay, I'll admit that. But that doesn't mean you can just be completely crap on us, moan about how terrible everyone else is, and then leave mid-mission. Because we need you to get us through it. Okay? Healer's Boon is not the only elite skill out there. Granted, it's nice and useful, but please stop thinking that that and heal party is all you're gonna need. Because your energy is gonna go down the toilet. On the other hand, don't have a bar with too many healing spells on it. We don't need that many either. Well, unless your entire party sucks, but then you can blame everyone else. And remember protection prayers? No. Well, that's because you're not using them. We don't need 2 Healer's Boon monks that can heal everyone for 5 million all the time, because they run out of energy, and then we're going to have a problem. However, if one specialises in protection spells, and takes Protective Spirit and some damage reducing stuff, then that means we're going to be able to take less damage in the long run and need less healing, and everyone's job is going to be much easier.